Hello fellow traders. You're looking at my E-mini chart from Monday, February 5th to Friday, February 9th. On Monday, the market started out at around 40.70, closed out the week at 50.40, about a 70-point gain for the week. And I want to call your attention to the fact that when I trade and when I teach trading, I talk about numbers. I talk about the price. The numbers tell the story. Now, the numbers on the chart are the previous day's close, which I always mark with a horizontal line, and also the Taylor resistance and support for each day, plus the range between the resistance and support for transposing it to find out where the market is going to trade. So if you have seen my previous videos, you know what I'm talking about in terms of using the Taylor trading zone and transposing it to find where the market is going to trade up to or down to. So again, the point is I trust numbers. Numbers don't lie. Now when I trade and when I teach trading, I focus on trading price numbers, price levels. And what are those price levels? Support and resistance, the trading zone, the intraday high and low, the stochastics, the previous day's close, and the morning versus the afternoon trades. Now, how do I trade these numbers? I trade them using trade setups, and I teach 6 trade setups in my course at timelessdollar.com. Gap, support and resistance, time and price, trend, momentum, and candlestick, GST, TMC. And these trade setups relate to numbers. The gap trade is the number of the previous day's close. Support and resistance is a price level or a number where there's support and where there's resistance. Time and price trades are also dependent on numbers. The market trading within a certain number of points over a certain period of time. The trend trade is also dependent on numbers, and that number is a line that prices trade along. Then there's the momentum trade, which isn't really a numbers trade because it's very difficult to anticipate when a momentum trade is going to start and end. The candlestick trade is also a trade dependent on numbers because a candlestick with a very small real body and 3 times longer shadow is generally a number that we can see is the lower limit of a price decline where prices will move up from there. And it's all about these numbers. So I trust numbers and I teach numbers. Numbers don't lie. People lie. Which brings me to a section of this video, and I'm going to, I think, repeat this in future videos as well, that I'm going to call political capital. And that's how numbers don't lie to you, but if you trust in people who do not lie to you, you'll end up on the short end of the stick. Case in point, politics is high on many people's topics today. A man named Donald Trump, who wants to be the next president, has a history of lying to people. Donald Trump might talk the talk. When you look at the record of his failures, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Trump Airlines failed. Trump casinos failed. Trump marriages, you know the story, 3 and counting. Trump mortgage company, boom. Trump University, shot. Trump vodka, gone. Trump China connection failed. He tried to build a building in China. His bankruptcies, it says 4 in this image, but actually there's 6 bankruptcies that the man has participated in. And actually, what would the result of those bankruptcies? Well, he said that he's a genius because he's never personally been bankrupt. Well, the reason he's never been personally bankrupt is because he always stuck the little guy. You and me. When Trump was president, he added $9 trillion, almost $9 trillion, to the national debt. That's 25% of our national debt. He said that he's going to hurt China by placing tariffs on China imports. Now, Chinese imports account for a huge number of products that come into our country. And so by making them more expensive, by putting a tariff on imports, he said that China is going to pay for it. Friends, China didn't pay for the tariffs. You and I paid for the tariffs. He said that he was going to put an embargo on grain. Who did he hurt? American farmers. American farmers lost their markets to countries that now saw huge opportunities in exporting soybeans and other commodities, and our farmers had to be subsidized, which greatly contributed to that $9 trillion debt that this man built up. So he might talk the talk, but friends, he's lying to you. So again, trust the numbers. And I'm not being political. I'm just saying that this guy, the guy you see on the screen here, failed at everything he touched, and in doing so, he hurt the little guy. So friends, while people may lie, numbers don't. And particularly in trading, when you know the numbers, you have much better chance of success. And for instance, you see my chart of the E-mini on a particular day, and the green rectangle is the Taylor trading zone that I drew out on the chart based on George Taylor's calculations. I use these calculations every day. I find them invaluable. And as you can see, prices traded within the trading zone on this particular day. Now, of course, no one could have forecast where prices were going to trade. However, the Taylor numbers, the calculations, did in fact forecast with pretty good accuracy where prices were going to trade. And those Taylor numbers are based on the work of George Taylor in the Taylor Trading Technique, a book that he wrote back in the 1950s, forecasting the daily support, resistance, and trading range. The only problem is George Taylor's book is extremely difficult to read, and the numbers themselves, the formulas, are 12 different formulas that are based on averages of averages. Numbers tell the story. Numbers don't lie, although people may. Technical analysis is based on numbers. Price target levels of support and resistance, trading zone, the intraday high or low, the stochastics, the previous close, and the AM or the PM trades. And those are put into practice using the 6 trade setups of gap, support and resistance, time and price, trend, momentum, and candlestick. So if you learn to trust the numbers, you'll be a better trader. And to learn those numbers, I've made it super easy for you. Simply go to timelessdollar.com, click the link Trading Resources, and the first drop down is E-mini Trading Course. It'll teach you how to trade using the numbers. And also, grab the copy of the Taylor Trading Calculator. It will teach you how to use the Taylor Trading Technique without learning Taylor's complicated formulas. Trust the numbers, my friends. People lie, numbers don't. Trade safely. Thanks so much for watching. Use lots of patience, and I'll see you in my next video. Marv Eisen for Timeless Dollar Trading Academy.